Hey guys, how are you today? This is Donald, and today I'm going to be doing my first fishing challenge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fish for 30 minutes. That's all, 30 minutes. And I'm going to see what I can catch. Now, if I were trying to catch numbers, then I would probably downsize and fish for bluegill. I'd use a worm or a small jig or something because I can always catch bluegills in large numbers or sunfish if I were in the right waters, crappie. But I like to catch big fish. I like to catch bass in particular, largemouth bass. I'm on a body of water where I could fish for smallmouth, but I'd have to go out into the lake, and I don't feel like doing that. So I'm going to fish for 30 minutes here in the bay and see what I can pull in. I'm probably going to throw on a spinnerbait because with the spinnerbait I can cover a lot of ground, and it's got some bulk, so I can hopefully pick up something big. So let's see how I do. What I'm doing now is I'm slow rolling a spinnerbait, covering a lot of ground, and seeing if I can get something to hit. It's a cold day. I'd like to call it a cold front, but I don't think that's what it is. We're heading into fall here in upstate New York, and temperature is about 55 degrees, and as much as I hate to accept it, I think that's going to be our new normal as we head into fall. So I don't know if it constitutes a cold front, but temperatures in the 50s when, the last week of summer was just last week, it feels like a cold front to me. And I haven't checked the weather, so maybe it is going to get warmer, but it's a fairly cold day. And so I'm trying to cover a lot of ground and see what I can get to bite. Out here on the lake, but once again it's about 55 degrees, and temperatures were in the 70s a few days ago, so that's why I call this a cold front. But I've got to get ready for this to be the norm. Okay, I've got a bass on, fishing out here, and let's see what this is. Oh, looks like a nice one. Whoa, he is. That's a pig. That's a pig. Whoa. Yeah, that's a pig. Wow. That is a bass. Nice bass. Now let's see if I can get him unhooked. Looks like he got the first hook. A lot of times I get him on the trailer hook, but this one, he got the first hook, and it's deep in his mouth, so he really swallowed that. But very nice fish. Come on, get up here. Okay, there's a bass. Whoa. Oh, is that a bass, or what is that? Oh no, that's a nice big walleye. Oh goodness. I think that's a big walleye. Yeah, oh, that's a trophy walleye. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Ouch. That is a really nice walleye. Can you see that? That is a walleye. Wow. Beautiful fish. Absolutely gorgeous fish. Ow. Well, he freed himself, but now he's got his teeth all caught in the net. Wow. That is a gorgeous fish. Yeah, I'm throwing an orange and brown and yellow spinnerbait. My go-to is typically white on these waters, but it's an overcast day. It's kind of dark, even though it's midday. It's a very overcast day, so when the day is bright, I usually use a brighter or lighter spinnerbait, but on darker days I tend to go a little darker. So I'm going with the orange, which I'm calling a sunfish pattern, or the color combination might even be crayfish. It could be anything like that, but I'm going with the darker orange, hoping it resembles a sunfish. I'm just slow rolling the spinnerbait, nice and easy, just trying to cover a lot of water since I've only got 30 minutes for this challenge. So got to try to find the fish and bring them into the boat pretty quickly. So I'm slow rolling to cover the water carefully, but yet I can get a lot of cast in a lot of different directions until I locate the fish. Okay, what do we have here? Something hit it. What is this? Whoa, whoa, okay. Let me loosen this drag because he's pulling hard. I don't know what this is. Maybe a pike. He's pulling pretty hard. So let me just give him some line to take. I think this may be a pike. Oh no, that's a bass. Ooh, that's a nice bass. Whoa, no wonder he's pulling so hard. That's an enormous bass. There you go. That's a chunky bass. I don't know how it is in your part of the country, but here where I'm at in upstate New York, these fish are fattening up. They know that winter's coming. It's like on Game of Thrones. Winter is coming. And they know that. And so they're fattening up. They're feeding heavily, trying to put on some weight to carry them through the winter. And so this guy looks like he's been gorging himself, getting ready for winter. But that right there, that's another nice fall time bass here in upstate New York. I like to represent New York. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube. We fishermen, we're a kindred spirit. We like to see what one another are doing, but I see a lot of guys from the South. I don't see New York represented very often, so I'm here trying to represent New York and show you how New York gets down. We're not just the Big Apple, we're not just skyscrapers. We've got beautiful waters and big bass. Well, that ends our 30-minute fishing challenge. I didn't do so well, but as I said at the beginning, I wasn't shooting for numbers. I was really shooting for size. I wanted to catch some lunkers, and I did that. Got some pretty big bass and got a surprise walleye. Some of you who've watched some of my videos, you may notice that I'm always happily surprised when I pull in a walleye. That's because I consider myself to be primarily a bass fisherman. I'm not a walleye fisherman. I don't fish for them. I don't even own any bottom bouncers or erie dearies or any of the other typical lures that you use to catch walleye. I don't own any. So when I catch walleye, it's a very pleasant surprise. I actually love catching walleye. They're a great fish to eat. And for those of you who live down south where you don't have walleye, you've got sauger, and those are pretty similar. They're in the same family, but walleye are a delicious fish to eat and a fun fish to catch. So anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.